Y'all want to know how I took my factory Cutlass gauges and swapped them out right here for the Tahoe gauges, huh? Hey, but stay locked, let's get it. Yo, man, y'all already know who it is. It's your boy 84 Cutty, man, aka Built on a Budget Junior. That's right, hey, if you haven't already, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all post notification bells. Yes, sir. Hey, we back, and I got something good for y'all right now, so make sure y'all stay locked. Let's get it. Y'all want to see how I installed this 2003 Tahoe gauge cluster inside my 1984 Cutlass. Alright, so to first understand why I did it that way is because, you know, we got an LS swap. So I took everything out of the vehicle. So I could have ordered a dash and everything else like everybody else did, but I wanted to be different. I even tried to hook up the body control module and everything else like that. So I wanted everything out of the Tahoe. So I went in there and took everything that I could and make it work in here. So I took the dash out, the gauge cluster. So I was just thinking in my head one day, like, all right, so the gauge cluster should read off of everything, reading off of the engine, right? Okay, cool. I had the factory fuse box and all of that, so I'm like, all right, shoot, everything should just hook right back up. That's exactly what it did. So before we get into this right here, make sure y'all hit that like button now, subscribe to the channel, man, and share this out, man. Y'all ready? Well, let's get it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as y'all can see, we have our factory G-body dash broken down. Boom. So right here, you're looking at your dimmer switch. Right here, you will see the dimmer switch right here, and your on and off for your light switch, your headlights. All right. Then right here, we have our factory G-body gauge cluster plug. All right. I have this black tape on here because when I first got the idea of wanting to hook it up, right? Because it was just an idea. I didn't know if it was gonna work or not. So when I first got the idea of how I wanted to hook it up, not how I wanted to hook it up, but when I got the idea of, you know what I mean, installing the gauge cluster out of the Tahoe into the Cutlass, in case I had to go back and buy another gauge cluster, so say like the one Tulu got, or 87, which Tulu got Intellitronics, 87 got digital, Dakota Digital, or like Random got, Mr. Random, he got auto meter. So if I had to go with one of those gauges, I would want to keep my factory plugged, you know what I mean, so that way I know where what wire go where, you know what I mean, just like that. So that's why I kept it like that. So I got an idea, and then I came here. So this right here, what you're looking at, is the actual connector for the 2003 gauge cluster. All right, it is plugged right into it. So if you're gonna try this, you make sure that you get this connected with it. All right. So what I did was I got me a wiring diagram for the Cutlass. You need a wiring diagram for your Tahoe, and now you also need the wiring diagram for, being that we put the eBay wiring harness on it. You know, you need that wiring harness diagram too. You know what I mean? So you just want those plugs that's going to hook up to your gauge cluster, basically. All right. So let's get into it. All right, y'all. So what we got right here is the wires that's coming from the eBay wiring harness. All right. So each of them, we have them labeled already. We have let's say like this gray one right here is the temp. Got that labeled temp. This brown one, I got the check engine. You know what I mean? So on and so forth. All pressure. Your tack. Your fan. Your speedometer, and your other fan. I can't remember what this other orange wire is yet, but we'll check it out in just a second. So with these wires right here coming from under the dash, we got those labeled. Using this, you know what I mean, the wiring harness, it came with instructions, you know what I mean. So we use this right here, and lined up all the wires. Well, labeled all the wires. Alright. So these are all the wires that's gonna connect to our gauge cluster. The wires that I just showed y'all previously. Alright. So let's get to this. Alright. So y'all already know we can't get into wiring anything without understanding where these wires come from and what their function is. Alright. So I got this off a wiring diagram. We're not going to use all of these wires, but I just wrote them down as I got them off of the wiring diagram. Alright, so as you see, for the 1984 Cutlass, and yes, I am using my pointer. Alright, so we have a brake warning light. The color of the wire is going to be tan. So we have a charge indicator, which is going to be like your battery voltage, which is going to be a brown wire. Your coolant temp indicator, which is a dark green wire. Your oil pressure warning, which is a dark blue, and a white wire. It has a white line in it. Alright, so you're going to have a fuel gauge wire, your fuel gauge wire, which is going to be tan. Your left turn signal, which is going to be light blue. Right turn, dark blue. High beam, light green. And your safety belt, which is your seat belt, is going to be pink, dark blue with the white stripe in it. So it's going to be a pink wire and a dark blue with a white stripe wire. All right, cool. All right, so now we're going to familiarize ourselves with the 2003 gauge cluster connector wires. All right, so we're going to start with the pin. You have the wire color and the function. All right, so in pin A1, you're going to have a brown with the white stripe wire. All right, that's your mill control, which is your check engine light. All right, so in A4, you're going to have a dark green with the white stripe wire, which is your vehicle speed signal, which is your speedometer. Then you have A5, which is a white wire. It's your engine speed signal, which is your tach. So you have in pin A10 is a dark green with a white stripe wire, which is your transmission shift select signal. So it'll show on the dashes, like when you select the gear, whatever the gear selector, you will see it. You know what I mean? You know how it highlights. That's what that's for. All right. You got B7, which is a yellow wire, and that's going to be your fuel wire. You got B9, which is a pink wire, which is going to be your ignition voltage, which is your key power. You got A11, which is a red wire. That's going to be an instrument panel dimming, when you want to dim the lights on your instrument panel. Yeah, brighten them, dim them, you know. A12 is going to be a black wire, which is your ground wire. And you got A8, which is a dark blue, that's your right turn signal. And B1 is a light blue, which is your left turn signal. And I spelled left wrong. How I left the T out of left, but that's how I talk though, left. Yeah, we don't say left. Left turn signal. Y'all see it. Let's get it. Alright, bet. So now that we've already identified our wires, so my main objective when I first installed this dash was to basically get like the necessary readings I need, like as far as like, let's see, the tach, the oil pressure, the temperature, and check engine light. Yeah, so I really just wanted the, you know what I mean, the main items that you need read when hooking this up right here. You want to read your oil pressure, you want to read your temperature, you know what I mean, and what else am I missing? And I guess you want to see your tach too, because you want to see, you know what I mean, the engine speed, the engine idle. That's what engine speed means. It's the idle of the engine. So that's what we about to do, man. We just gonna hook up right now, just those items that I named, man. The ones that we need, our main items we need to, you know what I mean, say, yeah, boy, we good to go while we ride. We need our tach, we need that oil pressure, we need that temp. You know what I mean? Speed don't really matter, but we're gonna hook it up. But I want to show y'all how to hook these right here up, and to show y'all that this is how I hook my gauge cluster up. You know what I mean? So let's get it. Make sure y'all hit that like button, and make sure y'all share this out. Let go. Alright, y'all. So, got all our wire stripped with our handy dandy wire stripper. Alright. So, next thing on our list is finding the wires off of the 2003 gauge cluster connector. Alright. I'm gonna find those wires and I'm gonna cut y'all back on. Alright. Let's get it.